So there you have it. Nigel Vunganar obviously looking very relaxed for someone who's about to play 5'8" for the first time for his country. And Joe Nullavow, who of course won a premiership just a couple of weeks ago. Special occasion for this man, the Sydney policeman, Sean Hampstead, his first match. The challenge has been set. Darren Lockyer is set. We are ready to rock and roll in this centenary test match.
Got to say, Darryl, I have not seen a haka performed by a New Zealand Rugby League side for a long time that has been done so well, so meaningful.
Plenty of passion there, very much dear. Just a bit concerned about the surface of this ground. A lot of football being played here at North Harbour Stadium. And walking across it earlier today, very, very sandy. Very, very patchy. As you see there, the paintings, some sand patches, slippery footing. We're off.
We are up and running, a deep restart from the Kiwis. And bringing the ball back for the Australians is Robbie Kearns, the vice-captain. Now Craig Fitzgibbon.
Let him up.
Solidly. Wiki was across there. There's the first penalty. Jumping the gun, the Kiwis. Inside the 10.
Certainly, and as you see the players take their place on the field, Thomas Luluai is sitting on the bench. And you'll see Faumuina into the half position.
Kiwi coach Daniel Anderson playing ducks and drakes just before kick-off. Here's Webke. Hasn't had the best of experiences on his last couple of trips across the Tasman. Now another penalty to the Australians.
I'll call that dominant. It was dominant. It wasn't dominant, right?
Rightly so, Ruben Wiki trying to lay the law down. One's fair enough, but two in a row, a little bit of concern.
Okay, fellas, here we are.
So two penalties inside 60 seconds. Here's Kearns.
Now one, let him go. Hands off now, let him up. Okay, here we are.
Luluai, as we've just advised you, is on the bench.
Play on.
Ricketson.
L2, let him go now, let him go. Hold, fellas, hold.
15 out. A great chance now for Badiris. Probing for a gap. Tries quickly. Lockyer, the acting half. Kamali misses out Kearns. Comes to Fitzgibbon. 3 in the tackle. Make that 4. They're 5 metres out. Right in front of the sticks. Kamali at first receiver. Little kick into the end goal. Too deep. They'll come back to the 20-metre line. And I tell you what, these in goals are short. I was out there before kick-off here this afternoon. They're less than 6 metres. That is not legal, and the Kangaroos finding out the hard way.
Certainly was very, very close. They had plenty of options to the Australians, plenty of numbers on the left. They elected to go for the kick. Pay off for them, but that's some early pressure the Kiwis have sustained. Now look for them to make some good yards, get out of their 30, 40-metre zone and put in some pretty good meterage. And Peter, they are running with a stiff breeze. We'll look on screen from right to left.
L3, hands off now, let him up all the way, fellas, come on.
Now this is Jason Kalis playing in a test match alongside brother Nathan for the first time. Big occasion for the Kalis clan. Now clearing kick is taken on the full by Darren Lockyer. Of course he has, well, he cops plenty in the tackle from Torpy. I was just going to make the point, he has bittersweet memories of this stadium here on the North Shore. Of course he came here in '98 and had an absolute shocker. He's since come back and buried those demons. This is Michael De Vere on debut. And now Webke thundering upfield. There's the offload. He provides the pass for Badiris. Craig Wing crosses halfway. Taken by Nullavow and Fa'afili. Hegarty. Kamali. Kearns. across field, a dusty pass. And Kamali has to go back 20 metres to pick up the scraps.
Held 5 and last. All the way, fellas, all the way. Back and half, fellas.
Now the last coming up for the visitors.
Outside the 40,
Lockyer
right.
got the kick away. A bouncing ball at the back for Motu Tony. Looks to put on
L1 dominant tackle! Fell into it.
And now running the football is Falmawina, starting this game in front of Lulawai. Fa'afili. And that is a wayward pass. Melly picks up the dregs.
L3 dominant tackle!
Stellar season it has been for this blockbusting winger. Fa'afili with another go.
L4 dominant again, hands off now.
4 gone.
Fellas, hold.
No score at North Harbour. Here's Kalis. That's Jason.
L5 and last. All the way, fellas, all the way.
15 short of halfway. The last upon Beetham. He kicks from dummy half. And Lockyer has it on the full. Brings it back upfield. The chase is good. A monstering tackle from Nullavow.
Continuing that great form from his season, Nullavow. Him and Puliatua, 2 second rows. I don't think they were any better this year for that Penrith side. And he nails them. Lockyer, not a man you get a shot on all that often, and look, the step right into it, bang, shoulder there, off he goes and boof.
Webke going boof now for the Kangaroos. That ball went backwards. Play on's the call. Lockyer got rid of Puliatua. Now he takes the tackle. Kamali working the blind side. Simpson, De Vere. Sings away, back to De Vere, here's support, here's the first try of the test match. Kamali backing up on the inside, he grabs 4 points and the deadlock has been broken. They worked it on the blind, great support play, and Brett Kamali, he dusted off the cobwebs to grab 4 points.
They did, and it was pretty simple, wasn't it? They had them for numbers. Up they went a little bit far. Good hands from De Vere. Singh goes down and gets a nice hand on Melly, and inside they go, backing up in the middle of the field. Kamali, the man who started it, with his flat attack, just counting numbers, and they score the first try.
And Matty Singh, he's on hand, just kept the numbers, as you say, Daryl. The man, Sione Famuina, caught in 2 minds as to whether to stay in or go out on the man, and the end result was nobody takes anybody. And Brett Kamali, he's in for the first try of this test match. They had plenty of problems, the Kiwis, in the first test match in July, and it was out wide where Tate and Co found plenty of space.
Craig Fitzgibbon playing his second test match. A sitter first up, 4 points become 6. A great start for the world champions, Kamali getting the try. It is 6-0, 7 gone at North Harbour.
And what a great start for the Australian football side. When they approached the football field this afternoon, there was a real sense of calm. They were relaxed, and it was interesting when you look at the ground conditions here this afternoon. Very soft underfoot. Only one player, Anthony Minicello, opting for the traditional aluminium sprigs. But a great start to this game of footy.
We are back underway off the boot of Motu Tony. Again, a deep restart. And Robbie Kearns brings it back upfield for the Australians. And they dump him. Crowd happy with that. Now Webke. Oh, cop that! He'll have nightmares about coming to New Zealand. Badiris. Here's the tackle on Webke. It was a good shot.
It is a great shot on Webke. Regardless of that, the man's already offloaded in football twice in tackles and caused all sorts of problems. That's a tackle from Badiris. And a lost ball.
And he's in trouble as well. Badiris hasn't got up from that tackle. As you see the trainer with him, possibly a shoulder problem. Very key man in the Australian pack. He's the link, the big man. They do the damage and he can snipe around and get out of dummy half and cause some havoc. Very tidy with his hands as well. Puts a step on, goes between the boys. Over the top they come. Nullavow lifts him up. Well, maybe a little bit of whiplash with his head hitting the ground there. Maybe seen a few stars at the moment.
Great tackle from Nullavow and Monty Beetham. Plenty of aggression. They need to keep that up. They need to force mistakes like they have. It opens up an opportunity for them.
And interesting to see Motu Tony feeding the scrum on that occasion as well.
Speaking of Tony, here's the acting half. Here's Puliatua. Get out of my way, he says.
Good line to run to. Craig Wing defends on this side, 3 in. on the Kangaroos' right-hand side. That's where you want to channel those men.
Nathan Kalis.
L3, dominant tackle.
He could be short
Robbie
on
Kearns.
conditioning here today. Of course, his Parramatta side didn't make the finals. Jason Kalis, his brother, of course, his Roosters did. And now New Zealand pressing towards the goal line, the Aussie goal line, that is. Beetham gives it to Tony. Jinking and weaving. He is shut down. Now the last has been signalled by Sean Hampstead. Bunganar with the kick into the in goal. It is too deep. As I said earlier, these in goals, 5.8 metres, and really testing the kickers at North Harbour.
Yes, well, this is always going to be a test with Nigel playing at standoff. He gets a kick in, and it's a good one. The bounce actually helps him a little as the ball spins onto its end. But as we see with Brett Kamali down the other end, the in goal's very, very short, and that one just a fraction too deep.
Plenty talk about the short kicking game and how it would fare on both sides. We know Brett Kamali's got a wonderful kicking game. Nigel Wangana, on that occasion, the kick not really offering anything, no chases, nothing whatsoever. Perhaps one play before that, Motutoni may have to look to dominate in that area and come up with some earlier kicks on tackle 4 perhaps.
Kamali, the try scorer. Got a pass away. Webke, now some second phase footy from the visitors. Craig Wing crosses halfway. Beetham goes low. And Anderson going up high. Kamali getting rid of the football. Malley retrieves the footy. Plenty of green and gold jumpers to greet him.
One dominant tackle, he dived into it.
9.5 gone. 6-0 is the scoreline. Here's Torpy.
L2, Monty Beetham, get out of there, mate. Let him go.
Nathan Kalis.
L3, all the way straight.
It's strongly on the ad line.
Okay.
Now a penalty to New Zealand. Webke, the main offender.
Great work from Kalis. Just hit that pull nice and flat on the advantage line. The tacklers came up, Fitzgibbon and Webke it was. They met him very early. And it's a holding down. Well refereed, Sean Hampstead.
Spot on there, Terry, as well. The run there by Kalis, looking to launch their attacking game. Good speed off the line, getting it to the advantage line, and then looking for a quick play the ball and being able to sucker out the penalty. Good play, Kalis.
Pulatua
Let him run their hands off.
goes to ground, 30 metres out from the Australian goal line. Jason Kalis got rid of one, got rid of the ball. Pulatua, Balmerina! Oh, big mix-up! And the pass goes over the sideline.
Golden opportunity here. It's been great work from Balmerina. Big man with great footwork. Puts a shot on and a hit and a spin, and the ball needed to come wide. Sitting on the tram line or on the chalk was Francis Melly. Clinton Torpy a little bit deep. Have a look at that. Hit and spin. Nice work. And now, as we see Torpy heading inside, right on the chalk out here with Francis Melly. And he had a passage with just a custodian and Lockyer to beat.
But noticeable as well there, Daryl, that Francis Melly went to ground as well, losing his footing on this soft ground.
It was already out, it was already out, it was already out.
Matt Singh now in possession.
Hands off. Get it, foot in that ball, Matty. Come on, mate.
Fitzgibbon.
L2, hands off.
Churchill medal winner in the grand final last season. Shannon Haggerty made his debut in Sydney because of Darren Lockyer pulling out because of injury. Now another penalty to the Australians.
Have a look at him. They're calling you off. Nigel Wangana, he was up the whole time.
There you go.
The calling's off. He's offside.
Nigel Wangana, the culprit there. Never ever onside. As we see a little bit of a penalty feast, giving the Australians some good position
Nigel, come on, mate,
to build
come back.
something.
Webke. Again, he can offload. That spells trouble for New Zealand. Lockyer, De Vere, beautiful backline play. Singh got rid of one, has another go. He centralises play.
Now let him up. There, fellas, hands off.
23 metres out. Ricketson. Craig Wing. And he loses the ball. Went backwards, says the referee. Badiris plays to the whistle. Got rid of Pulatua.
Hands off now, let him go.
Now he's shut down by Jason Kalis. Ricketson, hard and straight.
L4, hands off now, let him
10
go.
metres out.
Oh, fellas, hold.
The Kangaroos looking for try number 2. Kamali. They hold off Kamali. Here's Lockyer. Can he get the pass away? Yes, he can. There's the second try of the test match. Steve Simpson, he powers over, but put it down to Darren Lockyer and Brett Kamali. They hit double figures. It is 10-0.
Certainly was. The Kiwis not coming up off their line fast enough and putting enough pressure on Brett Kamali, and he's too good a player for this. And Darren Lockyer, well, he's not a big man, but he attacks the hole. He's entitled to be wrapped up there as the ball, and inside Simpson, well, that's all too easy.
They just get over, and in the end, Kamali, he'll run the ball to the line, he'll run to meet you, and there's runners everywhere. Just not enough there for the Kiwis in the end, and this Australian side, they will shift the ball around and they'll look for the opportunities. They'll come inside, they'll go outside, and they'll find space. On this occasion, Simpson's found the space, and it's finished up over the whitewash.
Fitzgibbon slips over and sprays it. An embarrassing shot at goal.
Well,
and nothing to show for it. The scoreline remains 10-0.
I'm not too worried about the penalties. What I am worried about, Peter, is when a referee possibly misses key decisions in a match that lead to this, finishing up in a try.
Well, it's not those decisions there. That man was supposed to be wrapped up to you. No excuses for that. And you were spot on down there on the sideline. You got a slippery surface down there. Not so much slippery in terms of moisture, but slippery in terms of sandy.
Well, there's a lot of dirt content on this football field as well, and it'll be interesting to see when they do come back for the second 40 who in fact changes their boots. At the moment, most of them have opted for your standard cleats.
Craig Wing.
Hands off now, let him up, hands off. Don't work him, Ruben.
Singh
made
his return to the Australian side this year after a 4-year hiatus. Now a clearing kick from the Aussies. Pa'afili on the full, attacking the defensive line. He can't penetrate it on this occasion. There's the penalty that the Kiwis wanted.
The Australian defensive line is very, very good. They know how to defend. They've been doing it for years. The Kiwis haven't been able to put a chink in it just yet. The Kiwis themselves putting on some great hits, which is fantastic in itself in isolated incidents. But collectively, put a bit of a hole in this Australian defensive line is the ultimate goal.
But it's also interesting as well that where this Australian side is prepared to concede penalties is down the other end of the football side. Penalty count 3-2, both of the Kiwi ones being in their half.
Hands up now. All right, fellas, come on.
Now the Kiwis on the attack, 40 metres out from the Aussie goal line. That is tackle 2. They work the blind side. 5 missed tackles already for the home side. Wiki, the captain, providing the pass for Motu Tony, and now the Kiwis are away. The ball goes loose once more. There's the knock on. It looks so enterprising. Guttenbeil was away, and now the mistake has been called up.
And that really is the difference between these two sides. The Australians have had 2 opportunities and they've taken them both. New Zealanders have had 2 opportunities as well, and they haven't resulted in anything.
I've got a problem with this, whether Tony Puletua actually pulled his hands off the ball and it come off his leg. I'm pretty sure it should be play on. I don't know if we'll get another shot in a replay of it.
I'm with you on that one.
Talking about individual hits, and collectively the team put on a great play there, and a little short ball, see Guttenbeil go straight through. But I'm sure Puletua pulled his hands away.
Spot on, DJ. I'm with you on that one as well. It was very obvious that the second rebound came off his lower body.
Let him go now, let him go. Hands off. Hands off, Ruben.
So the Aussies now work play upfield through Fitzgibbon.
On 2, let him up now, let him up. Go Kiwis, hold, fellas, hold.
And here is history in the making. Villasanti coming on as Webke cops some more heavy treatment. Here's Ricketson. Again, the Aussies able to pop a pass away to keep the movement going. Simpson, the second try scorer. He is repelled.
Dominant tackle!
And Villasanti is looking for his first hit up in a green and gold jumpers. Devere gets punished in defence. Now the last coming up. They go to Kamali. There's the kick. Motu Tony in perfect position to read the play. He can't break the line. And he goes to ground just beyond the 20-metre line.
John, you got to come back with me.
And inside the 10, the Kangaroos. Sean Hampstead did not miss it.
He certainly didn't. Brett Kamali's kicked the ball many a time this afternoon already without any pressure at all being put on him. Little things like that are going to make a big difference in the game for this Kiwi side. If they can shoot someone out of the acting half position, Put some pressure on Kamali. Don't let him kick the ball where he wants to. Force him to kick it to somewhere else. Key player.
The sun beaming down onto North Harbour, and the Kiwis in no hurry to find touch. And will that find touch? Well, only just. It wasn't convincing, and Motu Tony has pulled something there. He did the job, but maybe at a high price. Here's Wiki. Tony is limping in back play. That is not a good look. Pulatua, bullocking upfield, got a pass away. Falmawina, it comes loose once more. Play-on's the call. Here's Francis Malley.
Off an Australian hand, great offload. An Australian hand gets in the road as the Kiwis keep the ball. Great opportunity.
Guttenbeil goes to ground, 5 metres short of the line. Beetham goes himself, can't spin out of the tackle. Wiki a dummy half. Motu Tony playing wounded. Oh, high tackle from Kamali! He says there was nothing in it. Try telling that to the fans at North Harbour.
Welcome to Test Match Rugby League, Thomas Luluai. Welcomed by one of the best halfbacks going around, and Brett Kamali as well.
What an introduction for the youngster on debut. Here's Carlos looking to punch a hole. That's Jason. 8 metres out. Beetham wants a quick play the ball. Goes back to Nullavow. Beetham across to Vangana. 3 in the tackle. Make that 4. He got the pass away. Here's the try. Beetham to Anderson. On debut. Gets the try. And the Kiwis, they're on the board.
How sweet is that? As simple as 1, 2, 3. And Vinnie Anderson, he's had a wonderful season for the New Zealand Warriors. What a way to top off his season in a test match. In his debut scoring, it's just some great football. That was the tackle from Kamali on Luluai. Only been on the field a minute or so. And the finished product was a great run by Nigel Vangana. The play the ball that results from here, or the pass rather, the offload. Great work, Nigel.
Well, he was entitled to be tackled here. 4 Australians on Nigel. In good presence of mind to slip one out the back. Monty Beetham, I thought, could have gone himself. Unselfishly gives it to Vinnie Anderson. Johnny on the spot.
20 out from goal, 10 in from touch. He is not a recognised goal kicker, of course. At the moment, he is a picture of concentration. That's the angle. Looks okay. Hits the upright. No goal. No change to the score, but the Kiwis are on the board. The margin is 6. Midway through the first half, it is 10 points to 4.
Good contact with the football. As I said, the try being scored again. Look at Nige there. 4 guys. Fitzgibbon comes in late. They're all standing there and queuing up. Too easy.
Well, that's how easy this game is. And if you're in the right field position, then you've got the opportunities. And that's what can happen.
Restart off the boot of Michael De Vea. Melly wasting no time, looking to bust them. Falmawina from dummy half. Mason's on in 14, affecting the tackle. Kamali was helping out. Here's Guttenbeil. Nullavow with those chunky legs, pumping like pistons. Beetham gives it to Guttenbeil.
Let go of his leg. All right, fellas, come on.
6 short of halfway. Beetham working the blind side. The try scorer, Anderson. They hang off Anderson.
Nice work, Monty Beetham. Great work out of dummy half. 2 rucks in a row, probing their blind side. Well done.
Luluai on the last. Some pressure on Lockyer. High above the pack. Was it a mid-air tackle? The Aussies are blowing up. Lockyer's giving it to the referee. It's play on at North Harbour.
And they're absolutely right there in Lockyer. Well in mid-air. And the tackle coming in. You're not allowed to do that in this game of rugby league. Hey, it's test match football and it doesn't matter.
That was a great set of 6. This is the end of it where the bomb goes up, and you did right. He's in mid-air and he's entitled to get a penalty there. But a great set of 6. Working down that grandstand side. Monty Beetham in there, scooting from dummy half, and they end up with an attacking kick.
And you sense that momentum in this game is starting to turn. We've got Jerry Silso and Ali Lautiti warming up sideline.
Here comes the heavy artillery. And now a knock on at dummy half. Can you believe it?
There's Willie Mason. He's not too happy about it all. They'll always argue the point. There it is.
Well, it was an incorrect play of the ball.
Well, there was no knock on in there whatsoever. To play the ball, his foot didn't touch it. That's the problem the Hampstead's picked up. Great impact, Lauatiti and Seal warm up. But you talk about the work of Monty Beetham down the right-hand touchline, Daryl. Great work from Owen Guttenville. He's come from the bench. Their bench players have been effective. Here come the Kiwis once more.
Melly plays it back. Falmoina. Two in the tackle, and they're driving backwards. Chant goes up for the home side. Here's Torpy. Torpy looking to get a pass away to Melly in the corner. 15 out. Lulawai at first receiver. Guttenbeil takes the impact. Got the pass away. Lulawai on debut. Back for Nullarbor. 6 metres out. Beetham passes across to Wiki. Puts the head down like a big merino. Now the last coming out. Beetham, Lulawai, Cool at 18. Kick into the in goal. Minicello was under immense pressure. He didn't panic.
He didn't, in trouble in back play for Simpson. The Australian second row is down, and what a set of 6. Ruben Wiki, well, he charged at the line and he was stopped like a brick. Big, heavy contact.
Well, all you ask from a team when they're attacking is that they ask questions of the defence. On that occasion, Thomas Lulawai is involved in all the action. He's posing the questions to the Australians, and Owen Guttenville, every opportunity he gets to unload the football, he does so. Nullarbor and Pulatua, Kalis, I should say, heavily involved in this match.
And even more pleasing on the back of a kick is the defensive game that they're coming up with as well. It's menacing and it's offensive. They're in there and they're ripping it apart. And how appropriate that this would be the centenary test.
Oh, awkward bounce. The Kangaroos have got it. It's still the last tackle. Devia back for Lockyer. That tackle, it had to be made. Francis Melly.
Well, I just don't know if Motutoni's exactly 100% at the moment. The football's up in the air. There's opportunity for him to take it. He held back, and they just about resulted in Singh going down the right-hand touchline.
Well, here's a mistake.
With a great tackle.
A big mistake. That one, Ricketson comes away with the pill for the Australians. 26 gone. It's tackle 0. This is Shannon Haggerty. Across field, links up with Michael Devia. Back for Simpson. He says, I'll take you on.
And just about to say how appropriate that it is, a centenary test, because this has a real old school flavour about it. The chant of the Kiwi in the background, the closeness of the crowd to the ground. It's got everything about yesteryear about it.
Badiris back on the inside. Kamali, Lockyer misses out wing. That was a shepherd. Call it what you like. The referee has not missed it.
Well, they were stacking up this way and Hampstead hasn't missed it right. I'm just worried about this Kiwi defence. They tend to hold on their line instead of taking the first 2 or 3 steps forward and start to let the Australians play football. This time it's a shepherd, and it's fair enough, you can't do that. But they've got to get off their line tier when they're under pressure. You've got to get back and keep moving up. Australia's very good at it.
Well, they'll create numbers, and this man here, very good on his feet. Kamali as well. Darren Lock will be disappointed when he looks at the tape of this match tomorrow. Really should have got the ball wide. It should have gone with the pass instead of his feet on that occasion, but luckily for the Kiwis, they come away down. The tap restart just outside the 40-metre zone.
Lauatiti.
One dominant tackle.
Getting a taste of the action. Now Siu crossing halfway. He runs it at Villasanti. His Warriors teammate, of course. They work the blind side. Lauatiti to Melly. That's play on. He comes in field. He's still going. He got a pass away. Falmoina. Back to Vangana. Falmoina. They're still going. They're dancing. They're doing everything right at the moment. 20 metres out. Lulawai. Guttenbeil. Got a pass away. Nullarbor. Farfelli in the corner. Champagne Rugby League from the Kiwis.
They've found their mojo. Henry Farfelli, what about you? Oh, super work at the end of some wonderful play. Sione Famuina heavily involved. Fantastic. When they get in this moving and grooving, dancing as you call it, Costo, they're very difficult to beat, but there's some very fine football in amongst it all as well. Thomas Lulawai, beautiful short pass. run and draw, Daryl. You can't beat it.
It certainly was, and he got Willie Mason out of position there, didn't he? And Gutenberg hit it short. It was fantastic. And then the skill from Nalaval. Well, he's been a centre in his earlier play. He gets the ball over the top, and Farfeli does well, holding himself out wide, looking for the numbers. Gutenberg was the man. He did the damage, and then a great transfer.
Well, we talk about just how important the halfbacks were going to be. I know Stacey Jones has worked all week with Thomas Luluai, talking him through and coaching him through.
This one a little tougher than his previous shot at goal. About 6 in from touch, strikes it okay, direction's good, the distance is good, he raises the flags, he raises the roof. 10 before the break, it is 10 apiece.
We talk about the bench and the impact that it has had. Well, Thomas Luluai's introduction into this match, he's been involved with everything. He's handled the football very well. He's got the short passes coming off him, and they're playing in traffic, and they're getting away with it, and they've been able to play a little bit of flamboyant football as well, Daryl.
Certainly. Owen Gutenberg, a big man, forced Ricketson to go low there, couldn't wrap up the ball, and that was the damage.
But you look at the bench, when you retire the likes of Kalis and Wiki, and then you introduce Jerry Silso and Ali Lautiti, what can you say? The power just keeps thundering.
Lauatiti. See you crosses the 30, tucks it under the wing, nothing flash on this occasion. Lot more possession coming New Zealand's way.
And that's exactly what it's all about. Their percentage, they've been able to hold on to the football and use it at the right end of the park. They dominated Australia.
But I also add to the mix there, Ted, the penalty count that's really swung around to favour the Kiwis in the last 10, 15 minutes. And whilst I enjoy this purple patch, you know that the momentum will swing the other way. So enjoy it, make the most of it while you've got it.
L2, let him up now, all the way, Kiwis, back at me, come on.
Craig Fitzgibbon plays the football back for Badiris. He gives it to Craig Wing.
L3, let him up there, hands up, Joe Nalaval, hands up.
Taken by Nalaval and Beetham. Here's Webke winding up. It's across the halfway line.
Come on, fellas, back at me, come on, fellas.
Badiris catches the markers napping. They fell asleep. He stole 10 metres.
Last, no penalties now. All the way, Kiwis, come on, fellas.
And he's lost the ball. Well, some good work from the nippy number 9. Then he lost hold of the footy.
Just have a look at the presence of Ali Lautiti here. Did he get involved? No. I thought he might have got a lucky call, Ali. But Badiris is playing a little bit too quickly himself there. One thing with all the new players in the Australian side, one thing Australian teams of the past have had, they've had a thing called composure. And that comes with a lot of experienced players right across the park. I don't know if they've got the same level of composure. Well, we also what they've had of the past, and if New Zealand can keep rattling them as this game goes on and keeps it close, they're in with the show.
Well, they are rattling them, and we've also got to remember that the majority of the New Zealand side, 16 out of the 17 in fact, played up until only 2-3 weeks ago. Well, they finished their season. The Australians, many of them finished many weeks ago. So that will have a big impact in this match, Daryl.
And more so as we get to the back end of the game as well, Ter.
Luluai with a nice pick-up. And Falmoina showing some skill. Here's Torby back for Melly. Ricketson getting across there to make the tackle. Now the last has been signalled. Luluai with the kick. Not a bad kick either. Hits the upright, hits the big pad. Lockyer picks up the scraps, gives it back to Minicello, and the count is down for the count. They nail him 9 metres out from his own line.
Good work from Thomas Luluai there. Pushes himself into the acting half position on the last tackle. And sure, you want guys to come up with the big plays, but you also want them to come up with the safety ones. The ones that just get there. The ones that maintain pressure. And little kicks like that do.
Don't work him, Owen. Play on. It's all right.
Very sloppy play of the ball, that one. The referee says play on. Mason plays it back. Here's Kamali working the blind side. Phil Bailey has been thrown into the test match. A versatile customer. From the Cronulla Club, of course. Speaking of the Sharks, Kamali getting the kick away. On the last, it's been trapped by Farfeli. There's the big dummy. He got through the first wave of defence. And he crosses halfway. Melly He's hungry. He gets the football and goes straight through them. Malley got a pass away. Far-feeling, looking for support, and he's lost the ball.
Lost the ball. Trying to pass it. He tried to pass it.
Phil Bailey's the man that's knocked the ball out of his hand, and that's a knock-on in my book. If he's knocked the ball out of Henry Farfeli's hands, Minicello goes on a run.
Look out, here's trouble. Minicello crosses halfway. Only got one to beat. They go for the strip. Bunganar, he did his best. It's 6 to go. Big body contact. Oh, what a test match.
Put one on Sean Hampstead while you're at Monty Beetham. He's missed knock-ons galore in amongst all that. 2 in my book. And the Australians, they're on the rampage right now. They're under pressure. The Kiwis will have to hold tight. Great defensive work from Monty Beetham.
Badiris back on the inside. This is Mason. Tries to put on the big fan.
Oh, Kiwis, come on.
20 metres out. Kamali back on the inside. Ricketson. Badiris. Webke. He winds up. Can he get a pass away? Yes, he does. Back to Lockyer. Now Fitzgibbon. They're breaking tackles. Left, right and centre. Ricketson now. 6 metres out.
Come on, Phyllis. He held it.
The Kiwis being stretched. Oh, that's a big play. And away go New Zealand. Balmerina has come up with a brain explosion. He threw the ball away. And now the Kangaroos come back for more. This is Bailey, 17 metres out.
Well, he's put them under pressure, but they have to defend hard.
Wing, got rid of one. 6 metres out.
On the line, Kiwis on the line. Oh,
New Zealand camped on their own goal line.
He held it. He held it.
Slow motion play now. Here's Ricketson. He dies with the football.
Let him go now. On the line, Phil.
Good tackle from Pulatua. Lockyer. Hegarty. Here's trouble. He's just shut down. But it's not over yet. Kamali. Ricketson. Back for Mason. Look out. He's unstoppable. He is a super sub. This time they just stop him. What a miracle that was. Now the last has been signalled. Lockyer. Big cutout pass. Oh, there's a big play. Wonderful play. Malley's away. He got the intercept. He might get the try. He crosses halfway. He's got support. Now Torby for the line. Oh, they go all the way. The Kiwis, they go coast to coast. And they take the lead. What a try. What a play. Malley started it. Torby, he finished it.
Yeah, Torpy. Francis Malley, he's the only unstoppable player on the field. Costo, forget about Willie Mason. He stopped short on the post, and what a wonderful intercept. Francis Malley, great vision to be able to pick the ball out of the air. This is the pass. He doesn't make that catch. It's all over, and Matt Singh's in the corner. He holds up, fends him off. See you later. Has a go again. Hasn't got the pace. Lockie has got him. And this man, Torpy, he follows up, and he's got plenty to burn, Daryl.
Oh, he's certainly got plenty to burn. But what a passage of play, and this is the end of it where Torpy gets away. The last 3 minutes of this game has just gone up and down the field, and their players just sucking in big ones, one after the other. It's been played at such a pace. The Kiwis get a lucky break there, right on the end of it. You make your own luck.
Less than 2 before the break. New Zealand at 14-10. 6 in from touch. The kick is waved away. What a try it was. Everyone's starting to settle down, but look at that score. Approaching half-time, it's the Kiwis by 4.
Plenty of debate about Francis Malley's defence out wide, how he comes up and in. But what I do like about it is he backs himself. He says, if you're good enough to get the ball past me, have a go. I'll stand up there and take it. And that's what he does. He pushes off the line, didn't quite have the pace to go with it, but it's a very attacking defensive style from Francis, and you've got to like it.
Oh, you've got to like it for sure. And you, as you said, Daryl, you make your luck, and he's made that luck for Clinton Torpy. You mentioned half-time too, Costo, and it's a very vital part in the game. A minute or so before half-time, when a team can post some points on you, and plenty of confidence going into the break.
Well, the Kiwis won't be lacking in that respect to you. Less than 60 seconds away from the interval, and they have certainly lifted in the backhand of this first half. Here's Guttenbiel crossing halfway.
Yeah, he's making important meterage once again. Owen Guttenbiel, since he's come onto the park, he has just moved the football up the field without any problem whatsoever. They've got stronger and stronger, the Kiwis, as you said, Costo.
Lovely kick from Lulawai. His dad, of course, James the finisher. This is Thomas the provider on debut.
And don't worry about Thomas Lulawai. He may be providing now. He'll be the finisher too before too long. Only 18 years of age. A wonderful future for him. So confident for a young man, Daryl.
Certainly, and we asked about the kicking game of this Kiwi side early on, Tara, in our match build-up. And it's just these little kicks which make the difference. They're not flash, they're steady and they're safe, and they apply pressure.
Oh, it's beautiful, and to be able to play off the back of a forward pack that are moving and grooving the way that this New Zealand forward pack are, it makes everybody's job so much easier. Monty Beetham out of the acting half, Thomas Lulawai. Nigel Vangana hasn't been as prominent as what we would have thought, but there's another half of football to come.
So we're all set now for the resumption in play. The Kangaroos in the second stanza running from right to left. And it is Nigel Vangana with the first play of the second 40. Loatiti, the man that Daryl was just speaking about, plays it back for Beetham. Now Guttenbiel. Going forward is Pulatua. Three in the tackle, and he finally submits. Beetham from dummy half. Put away by Danny Badiris. And now Siu. Bailey, Webke and Ricketson affecting the tackle. Now the last coming up for the Kiwis. Lulawai puts boot to ball. Matt Singh takes it on the full. Plenty of black and white jumpers in front of him.
All the way Kiwis, come on, Owen.
Lockyer calls for it. He gets it. He takes it to the line.
Interesting to note, Nigel Vagana has dropped back into the fullback position, and Motu Tony in the one jumper defending out here on the Kiwis' right-hand side is really struggling with that injury. I don't think you'll see him play too much longer. Probably been given an opportunity to get out there, get it warm, see how it goes. But at this stage, he's really hobbling badly.
Mason pours through a massive hole. Big Willie Mason. He goes past Vangana, but he's lost the ball. What about the tackle from Clinton Torpey? He forced the mistake. And a try goes begging for the Kangaroos.
Well, Big Willie, he split them right down the middle. He sees, and Clinton Torpey. It needed to be a good tackle. Plenty of support, plenty of players there. Jerry Seltzel hits it up. He's 40 metres out.
Peter, you've got Ryan Girdler.
Yes, I do, guys. Ryan, certainly an indifferent first 40, ups and downs for both sides.
Yeah, both sides have come out and played some good footy, but I think the side that settles down quickest in the second half and gets their kicks in and completes their sets of six will probably go on and win the match.
When you look at the ground conditions, a lot of players opting for the traditional cleats rather than maybe some element. It's starting to tell.
Yeah, it is. It's starting to cut up pretty bad, the ground, and it's going to be hard for the little guys to get in there and put the footwork on the big guys.
And no injury concerns on your side?
No, mate, everyone's going well.
Okay, and looking forward to the tour?
Yeah, it's going to be a great trip.
Good luck.
Thanks, Liam.
Yes, our thanks to Ryan Girdler. Injury, of course, stopping him from getting a run here in this test match. Here's Mason, who made the big bust. This time.
And just an update, guys, on the Kiwi side as well. Everything is happy. Coach Daniel Anderson is extremely pleased with the effort in the first 40. Motu Tony, it is a suspected hamstring, but he should be okay.
Well, play on's the call. I can't believe that. Sean Hampstead, I think he should get rid of the blinkers. It was the last tackle play. Everyone thought there was a knock on there. Here goes Sergeant Slaughter. Melly.
Francis Melly is so powerful. He's coming into his zone, and Peter, as we speak, Motu Tony has left the field.
Vangana showing a clean set of heels. 9 short of halfway. The Kiwis lifting. Here's Torpey accepting the pass, and they keep it alive. Siu shows it. And now he takes the tackle.
It's often a game of poker when you go into a split at half-time to ensure that you return to the field with your same 13. But hammies, well, they're dicey things.
Minicello under some pressure. The chase is good. They've pinned them down. They've pinned them down. 5 out from their own line. And look at the Kangaroos. They are trudging back onside.
Charging back onside, but the Kiwi defence is super. Monty Beetham comes up with the tackle on Lockyer, but put it down to the kick from him. Beautiful work, Monty Beetham, out of the acting half area. He's found nothing but grass. That's allowed the Kiwi side to get down the field. Previous kicks from Thomas Luluai have all landed in the hands of Australians. That kick in particular needed to be a strong one. The question for them now is, how do they get on without Motutoni? Well, 4 forwards on the bench for them, which will mean Sione Faumuina will have to play a role in the 5'8" position.
On the last, Kamali getting the kick away.
And this is when we might see a little bit of Nigel Vagana as well. With a little bit more space, see a peachy game unfold.
Good kick from Kamali. There's Vagana at the back. Been a while since he's played fullback, but versatile footballer and a fantastic centre. Will maybe get a little bit of extra room there to show his wares, do some damage. There's Gutenville. He's been good. Hits it up for another one.
The Kiwis 10 short of halfway. Wiki. 5 gone in the second stanza. No change to the half-time score. Now going forward is Loatiti. The ball comes back for Luluai. Wiki, he's collared. No, he's not. He got rid of the pass. Now it comes across to the second row forward. Paula Tua. And they pull him to ground. And the last has been issued by Sean Hampstead. Luluai from acting half. Kicking. Will it find touch? Into the end goal. And coming through is Torby. But he just couldn't get there in the nick of time.
Darren Lockyer was just not interested in this kick at all. Maybe he's obviously in a better position than we are up here. But, wow.
Well, they forced it.
He's forced it. He's tapped it, inflated it, and the chase. Well, those little things like that. Torpy puts the big ones in and gets another set of 6 for his team. Great kick, Luluai.
Yeah, absolutely right, Daryl. I thought he wasn't interested in that ball at all either. That's how cool Darren Lockyer is. Ice cool. And it needed to be. That's a big dropout too. Thomas Luluai on the 50. Here comes Jerry Selsel.
From the dropout, a big one to a big bopper. Big Jerry goes to ground, centre of the ground, 35 out. Here goes Wiki. And they're offside. Crowd obviously warming to that decision. And a chance to extend the lead here or to keep the pressure on.
And you just saw one of the trainers enter the football field as quick as you can say jump, with his 2 fingers in the air signalling quite clearly. But he's turned it down, Ruben Wiki. He's the captain.
And well done, Ruben Wiki. The right decision, I believe. They're all over the Australians. The opportunities are there. Here come the Kiwis again.
Well, in the Army, he would face a court-martial. Let's see if it pans out the right way for the Kiwis. They want 6, not 2.
Well, if you get the right result at the end of 80 minutes, there will be no court-martial.
I'll go against you again, Tia, quite rightly. I'll take the other option. 2 would be good. Keep the momentum. First points in the second half.
Well, we'll see. You're a goal kicker. I'm not. I like scoring tries, Daryl. And these guys, the way they're going, here comes 6.
Wiki got it back on the inside. Vagana is dangerous. So close. Beetham from dummy half. Goes across to Torpy. Back on the inside. Faumuina. What can he do? He goes to ground. Now the last is coming up. Beetham has just realised that. Vagana on the last with a little kick. Nothing flash. Ball comes back. And the Kiwis, they are just repelled. They come up with a knock-on. They went for 6 points. They've got nothing.
Well, they got nothing on this occasion, but they certainly had the opportunity and they put plenty of pressure on them. And that set of 6, it could all come back later on in the match. You sap the Australians' energy, you keep the pressure on them. You're not going to beat this side by 2 points, by 6 points. You're going to have to beat them by at least 10.
Got to have a look at that again. How didn't they score there?
No, just go down.
Ball
Just go down instead
going
of go down.
feet. Comes here, no one wants it. Vagana, nice piece of skill. Little one down, looks like he's going to get a kick from Lockyer. And yes, well, arms and legs everywhere.
Just a little diversion from the game. It's interesting that all the non-playing Australian tourists here this afternoon all sitting sideline munching into the 4 and 20 meat pies. Don't know if they're quite prepping themselves for the tour to the UK, but they're getting used to it.
Farfairley with a big chase. That is a pinpoint kick from the Kangaroos. He could well get jammed here. No, he won't. He gets back in the field of play.
Oh, big play, Henry Farfairley, that. He's beaten one of the quickest men in rugby league in Craig Wing. You won't see Craig Wing miss too many guys when he's trapped them in the end goal area. But that is a big play. Come up with some special small plays in this match. Henry Farfairley's turn to do something special. Very difficult play, well executed, Henry Farfairley.
But what about the kick? He kicked that ball on the 30-metre mark, Greg Kamali, and landed it in goal. That is a phenomenal kick. Nigel Vagana at fullback wasn't interested in it. Farfairley, stand proud.
Lulawai on the last sends the kick downtown. Now Matt Singh has got the pill. Craig Fitzgibbon provides a pass for Lockyer. Here's trouble. Great pickup from Minicello. He steps on the gas, back on the inside. Lockyer is collared. Oh, a ball and all tackle from Bungana. Still on for the Kangaroos. Badiris gives it out to Kamali. Ricketson. Back on the inside comes Bailey. 13 metres away. Kamali directing play like a traffic cop. Back for Kearns. Now Badiris. The Aussies putting something together, you sense. This is Webke. Webke standing like a colossus.
Hands off now, hands off.
Couple of metres short. Badiris, you've got to watch him at dummy half. He goes the blind side. Lockyer, Hegarty through the hands, and look at that! Minicello didn't get the pass, lost track of the ball. He knows he's blown it.
All he needed to do was catch the ball and fall over the line. Just some quick hands, Lockyer, Hegarty, and really all gone begging.
Yes, right here on the side. Caught Farfairley napping on the blind side. He just stayed back off his line, needed to push up another metre or two. The hands weren't good enough to get it in the hands of Minicello, where a try went begging. And the Kiwi side get out of trouble.
Nathan Kalis clapping the boys. It's a sterling effort from them. They're under pressure again. And when you're under pressure and you need to scramble, you need special plays from your teammates. Nathan recognises that. They have to dig deep at times, and that was one of those moments.
Tulatua with a fine run, and now some backup work coming from Guttenbeil.
And look to Craig Gower to be introduced into this game shortly. He's now sideline warming up.
Come on, Australia, come on, Australia, come on.
Beetham kicking from dummy half. Lockyer's got it covered. Looks to link up with Minicello just for a moment, I thought. Then thought otherwise. Minicello looking to take the ball upfield to make amends for that mistake just a moment ago. Of course, he had a grand final that he would rather forget just 2 weeks ago. Wing with a scampering run. Got away from Falmawina. Kearns, Kangaroo vice-captain. They said he was washed up not that long ago. Shocking run with representative honours. Now Kamali. Oh, gets barreled by Bungana. He puts his body on the line. Lockyer, little kick in behind the line. They're coming through in numbers. Ball still loose. The Kangaroos claim a try. Big Webke. He doesn't score too many. He scored one there for Australia. Subject to confirmation, Sean Hampstead is not convinced.
Yeah, the only issue here is whether or not there's control of the ball going down. There's no problem with onside. There's no problem with a knock-on. It's all about whether there's control.
The Lulawai is trying to do a Matthew Ridge here and cock the foot out and spoil the try.
Spot on, DJ, no problem.
The two video referees will look closely at this.
Well, he's done a Matthew Ridge. He's done it better than Matthew Ridge, if you ask me.
This could be a big call. Webke for the try. He gets it. The crowd is not happy.
As I was going to say, Costa, if you ask me, the video referee's going to disagree with me. I think there's a little knock-on in amongst it.
Well, he's only human, dear.
He's only human. Webke is superhuman. Cornerstone of this Kangaroo pack. He levels things up at 14 apiece.
Sheer pressure, weight of possession down this end of the field. Summed up the options. Great kick in behind. Bodies on the line? No. Everyone stood up and looked. Needed a few people diving in there and covering the ball, and they pay the price. Plenty of numbers, hard to defend. And the big man, Webke, well, he doesn't get too many like that.
Now Fitzgibbon looking to get the Kangaroos back in front, and that's exactly what he does. Flags are up. Another 2 points for the Kangaroos. They lead 16-14 in this centenary test match.
The final touches of it. Oh, on the big screen, Webke tried his best. The kicking game of Brett Kamali, the long kicking game of Brett Kamali has made the Kiwis work off their line at the start of the second half. Will that have a factor in the next 20 minutes?
And the short kicking game has improved as well, with both sides adjusting to the short in-goal area. Australia now have a new change with Craig Gower on. Be interesting to see where he plays, with both Kamali and Wing still on football field as well. Badira's off.
A short restart from the Kiwis. Hegarty's got the football.
Now, no flops, Nathan Carlos.
14 gone in the second stanza.
L2, let him up now, hands off.
In this game, well and truly there for the taking. The Kiwis, after being flogged in Sydney just a few months ago, in this game up to their eyeballs.
And the area that they were called out most was on the fringes, with Gower coming onto the field, as you allude to, Peter. He'll open up the fringes for them.
Well,
particularly when they go searching as the Kiwi players tire. They'll find gaps in space.
And what we're going to see, I think, is Craig Gower operating maybe too wide of the ruck. Put Kamali in at 1, Gower at 2.
Speaking of Kamali, there was the kick. It was a tricky kick. They had to clean up. That's exactly what they did. Melly diving on the loose peel.
Fantastic pick-up and dive from Francis Melly. It was a difficult take. The ball was bobbling around. No consistency in the bounce. Vinny Anderson jumps in, big enough to be a second rower. Get in there and do some work, Vinny.
Guttenbeil offloading, going forward.
Let him up, Robbie Kearns, let him go.
Now for the Kiwis, Nathan Kalis. Wiki, he crosses the 30. That's a very good carry.
Come on, Australia, let him go now.
Now the last coming up for the home side. Ricketson is a mile offside. They get a kick away off the boot of Vangana. A very shallow kick. Lockyer takes it on the full. This could well be the Achilles heel for New Zealand. Tackle one, and look where the Kiwis are. They are defending 40 metres out from their own goal line.
And a change for the Kiwis with Kalis on, Puliatura off.
Come on, Kiwis, come on.
Hegarty goes for a sortie from dummy half.
L3, hands off now, let him up. All the way, Phil.
Peter, your sideline there. Has this breeze picked up a bit? I noticed that kick from Nigel Vagana hanging up in the breeze. Is that going to play a factor?
Well, every now and again you find it spirals. It certainly subsides and then comes again, but at the moment it's certainly in favour of the Australians, running from right to left on your screen.
Over it, Phil's over it.
Here's the breeze we're talking about. Here's the mistake that the crowd was happy about.
Well, a good call from the linesman in the end. Sean Hampson indicated that it had gone back again. The linesman put him correct. Good work, Touchy.
Okay. In you go, Luke.
One of your mates here. The last 5 penalties haven't gone to the Kiwis in this match.
Maybe he should get out there and ref the match.
We might just point out that the linesman for this afternoon's game is Arthur Clark from Otahu. So you're spot on, DJ. One of his mates.
Come on, straight. Come on, Phyllis.
They go back. Here is Guttenbeil.
L3, hands off
11 short of halfway.
Come on, mate. That's it, mate.
It's the Aussies with their noses just in front. Lulawai across now to Lawatiti. Back to Lulawai. What can he do? He puts on a step.
L4,
and he gets
hands up now all the way.
pounced upon by Hegarty.
Robbie, offside, Robbie, come on, mate, come back to me.
Kalis, that's Nathan.
L5 alone.
Crossing halfway, right in front of our commentary position. On the last, they go to Lulawai.
Outside of 40.
And the kick over the top of Lockyer. He gets the bounce, and he links up with Matt Singh. The chase is good. A good line of black and white jumpers. And the North Queensland winger will rise to play the footy.
Crucial part of the match as you come into the last quarter of this, where offensively they've got to start defending strong, with and without the football.
Webke, the man who scored the try to square the ledger, Now second phase play from the Kangaroos. Bailey across to Gower. Good smothering tackle from Butterfield. Kamali getting the kick away. He finds open pasture. Vangana showing plenty of urgency.
Hands off now, let him up.
Standing a mile back to Nigel Vagana, taking the ball on the run. Charges straight at the line. No time for footwork. Straight in and play the ball.
Jason Kalis carts it forward. They miss out Wiki. They come to Guttenbeil. Gower goes low, the only Panther in this Kangaroo side, in spite of the fact that Penrith won the grand final. Speaking of Panthers, Nullavow plays the football back. This is the last. Lulawai under immense pressure. The gorilla came at him. Villasanti was launching himself at the young scrum half on debut. They got the kick away, and the Kangaroos now in possession, 30 out from their own line.
Thomas Lulawai just learning his wares in Test football. Cops a high shot on the first tackle, and he came on the field early in the match. And then he's got the gorilla coming at him when he's trying to kick the football. Welcome.
And good work too from Richard Villasanti. Not a single Australian interested in chasing. We're going to allow him a free kick. Kiwis are growing with confidence. And perhaps Richard Villasanti's just lifted the Australians one more notch.
Kamali refusing to submit, and they spread on this right side. Devere. Fifth and final now coming up for the Aussies.
Like, that's terrible, mate. Blood bin. Just go out the back.
Craig Wing.
Out the back.
No, I think you find it's Ricketson getting treated there with the trainer, as he'll be coming off, be 10-2 in the blood bin. Last tackle, up she goes.
A tricky catch on this for Vangana. He lets it bounce. This could be dangerous. He has to make a play at the football. It works out well for the Kangaroos. 6 more coming up for the world champions.
What about Brett Kamali's kick? He's hoisted it. It's just about hit clouds. He's come down and it's just bounced perfectly for him.
Well, I thought Nigel had made the right decision. It was a swirling one that seemed to be going deep. He didn't attack the football. He thought it was going deep, as did I. And then it's bounced on its point and stayed in the in-goal area. He's tidied up. And instead of the Kiwis working it out from the 20-metre mark, they're going to have to drop out.
Well, and that's the key to it all. He really had to make an attempt to catch that football. If he does make the catch, they have a restart on the 20 with the football instead of Thomas Lulawai dropping out from underneath the post and the Australians coming at them. More pressure coming for the Kiwis.
Kearns offloads. Kamali
hands off now, let him up, hands off.
Into the final quarter of this historic test match at North Harbour Stadium. Gower, Bailey. And eventually they put him away. Wing, Villasanti, the Warriors' hard man, and they come in to knock him down.
Let him up. Just stand up and play the ball.
Options left and right. They go the latter. Kamali with a cutout ball. Lockyer shows it. And still got the pass away. Fitzgibbon.
Hands off now, let him go.
What a player he is, Darren Lockyer. They go back to him. Lockyer with the overlap, but even he can make mistakes.
Well, what we've got here, Hampstead's caught a touch with a Kiwi hand getting involved here. They go the blind side, and it was try time once again. They had the numbers. Francis Melly puts a hand out. Does he touch the football? That's what the referees ruled, as the Kangaroos will get the feed to the scrum as well. Kiwi trainer on there, blowing up at his men, telling them to lift. Darren Lockyer. Well,
I think he's asked the question of Artie Clark, Daryl, did he touch it? And Artie Clark has said yes, he did touch it, Sean. So the knock-on's given the Australians feed. The 6 tackles is win or lose the game for the Kiwis. They'll have to muscle up.
Gower, still going. Gower for the line. A metre short. Craig Wing at dummy half. Villasanti wants the pill. They miss him out. Lockyer's got it. He'll go himself. Spins out of the tackle. Loses the ball. Knock on both ways. But the Kiwis, they dodge a couple of bullets. And the game continues at 16-14.
Boy, oh boy, did they need that turn of the wheel there. A little knock-on, lost control of the ball. As Lockyer, well, he's been standing all day long. They haven't been able to put him to the ground. This time, Thomas Luluai, with the tackle he made, got his arm on top of Lockyer's arm carrying the ball, and the ball comes out.
And it's a fairly good nudge too from Ruben Wiki. Gave him a fair old jolt, and that's what was needed. I don't see Lockyer coming up with too many errors. Famuina goes on a little sortie from the acting half area.
17 to go in this test match. Gutenbiel going nowhere, but he got a pass away. Here's Wiki, got rid of Fitzgibbon, still going, looked to provide a pass, then took the safety first option. They attacked the blind side. Torpy, got rid of one. Over the top comes De Vere and Matt Singh. Balmawina at first receiver, a bouncing ball for Kalis. That's Nathan, the former Kiwi captain. And that pass has gone forward. The referee's called it back. Anderson's away. Everyone getting excited, but it was a forward pass.
It always went forward. No,
Carnage at the back as there's a Kiwi player down. I've got my doubts about this play. I don't know whether the ball was raked out. The players are absolutely ropeable. Kalis, well, look, that's all right. There's no problem there. Where'd that come off?
That came off an Australian player.
Well, it came off an Australian player, but I think he's ruled that it has gone forward. Certainly forward from my mind. But here's the play. Kalis, the man carrying the football, he throws the football. The football goes forward and then off an Australian hand.
Off Hegarty's hand into the arms of Anderson.
After the ball was thrown forward, so it's a forward pass. He's got no option but to bring it back and put down a scrum.
Well, Jekyll and Hyde.
Vinnie Anderson will be just calling it as it is, and when he gets a decision right, Daryl, you've got to give him a rap. It's the first one he's got right all day.
Well, while the boys agree to disagree, the Kangaroos look to stretch their lead. At the moment, a 2-point buffer. 65 gone. Villasanti put away by Gutenbiel. Kamali back for Kearns.
Held through, hands off now, letting go all the way. Kiwi, come on, fellas.
Craig Wing. Wing is dangerous from dummy half, especially at this late stage. They've lost the ball. Dear oh dear. The Kangaroos doing the unthinkable.
Trying to play too quick.
Craig Wing, he's lightning out of dummy half. Always gets a low tackle on him. This time, over the top becomes Jason Kalis. Puts his hand up in the play the ball area. And yes, quite lucky to get away with that one, the Kiwi side. But we'll take these little turns. We need them to work our way as we get another penalty. Kangaroos up a little bit quick, and Ruben Wiki, the captain, well, done himself a little bit of damage the way he's fallen on the ground there. He's a tough old rooster. Up he goes.
And the coach is starting to summons the troops. The big fire artillery is starting to warm up sideline. Puliatua, Jerry Selso, Ali Lautiti.
And the Kiwis opting not to go for touch. Here goes Nullaval. Almost up to halfway. Still going. Wasn't held. Big mix-up. Referee not sure what's going on. Everyone happy with that controversial call from Sean Hampstead. Luluai. Gutenbiel. Here come the Kiwis.
Here they had to do two things, and that was either penalise Craig Wing or let Nullaval play on. Let him play on, and here come the Kiwis. Monty Beetham to Luluai.
Luluai takes the tackle.
All the way straight. Come on, mate.
Testing time now for the Kangaroos. Falmawina up the middle, looking for support. Now the last coming up, Beetham goes to Luluai, back on the inside. Bunganar, Torby, he gets there! Torby scores! He grabs his second try, and the Kiwis, they regain the lead.
When I was watching this from this end, I said to myself, how did he hold that ball? Fantastic players have gone for the left. And Nigel Vagana, first of all, it was this man. Fantastic, what a season. He gets up and goes again and then just shrugs off Craig Wing, and he's run well, play on the call. And off the back of this, well, fantastic play.
That's the one I was talking about, Darryl. He either penalised Craig Wing or let him play on. He let him play on, and this is the end result.
And have a look at that. Clinton Torpey catches it above his left ear with his left hand, entitled to jolt that ball out, gets a tackle as well, and wow, that's just athleticism and brilliant skill.
Well, he's actually kicked 1 from 3, and he needs to nail this one.
He's striking them pretty well, Darryl.
He is striking them pretty well. One off the upright. His first kick was particularly nice strike of the ball. Plenty of composure. Away he goes. That looks good.
Looks better than good. Crowd love it. A 2-point lead becomes a 4-point buffer. Up go the fans at North Harbour. 11 to go. The Kiwis at 20 points to 16.
What an impact that man has made for his second stint off the bench in the second half. Inspirational, huge yards, big man, big year.
What a finish we've got coming up here. Gutenbiel. A settling play, and they upend him. Nullavau, who sparked the try, scored by Torpey.
And with 10 minutes left on the clock, how important is your interchange bench? Australia with 1 remaining, Kiwis with 3. You've always got to come home strong with a full gasser tank.
Well, judging by that, Wiki's got plenty left in the tank. Here come the Kiwis once more. Lulawai, Bungana weaving his magic right up the gut. Still going, got a pass away. Lulawai chimes in. Here come New Zealand. Torpey, he'll get try number 3. Oh, Clinton Torpey! Having the game of his life. He grabs a hat-trick, and the Kiwis headed for a famous victory. 24-16 with a kick to come.
That is just super work from the Kiwis. Clinton Torpey on the end of it. Nigel Vangana just did what Joe Nullavau did in the try before. Down on his knees, up he gets. The play continues, goes wide, and this is the end result. Great work from Ruben Wiki. How strong is he? Here they come. Thomas Luluai involved again, Darryl. Lovely short pass, Famuina. Here comes the basketball.
Well, Nigel Vagana was entitled to be stopped there, but not had a hand on him in a dominant position. Then Torpey hit the inside ball and did all the damage from there, straight past the Australian defenders. But you hit it on the head. Luluai, well, he's not overplaying his hand. He's just feeding off little short balls to the likes of Faumuina, Torpey, letting them do the work. He's playing a big role.
Faumuina, stopgap goal kicker, off the tee, looks okay, looks real good. Torpey grabbing a famous hat-trick and a memorable victory coming up at 26-16.
The Hair Bears, what a picture and what inspiration they've been to their team today. This Australian side, the start of a kangaroo tour to retain the Ashes, looks like to get off to a rocky road.
Well, you'd think in normal circumstances they would come back. The way this New Zealand side's been playing, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't get up and score more points before the game's over.
2 tries in 8 minutes. It's a big ask for the Kangaroos. You would think New Zealand have got at least one hand on the Bill Kelly Cup. Wiki. He is restrained by Fitzgibbon. And now the last coming up. Lulawai. Charge down. Lulawai picks up the scrap. Still the last. Bungana. 6 to go now. A late call. Bungana straight up the middle. Lulawai. Back to Bungana. That is just magic. What's he on? This young kid. Now the goose step from Bungana. We're seeing it all.
You'll see plenty more too before this game's out. Wonderful pass from the young fellow. Oh, that is just super.
Let him go, let him go.
And talk about seeing it all. I've got sideline officials that are jumping up with glee as well.
Kalis. Nathan, that is. Beetham. Nullavau got rid of one with consummate ease.
Hands off now, let him up.
Centre of the ground, 15 out. Beetham. Lulawai, twinkle toes coming to the fore. This youngster on debut. Now the last. Balmawina. Will he get a kick into the in goal? Little chip over the top. Basketball skills galore. Got the pass away. Now the Kangaroos. They counter-attack. Minicello. He stays in the field of play.
Hands up now.
What a game of football this has been. What a test match. Hegarty.
Let him go now.
Australia with numbers to the right.
That's exactly where they go. Kamali, Ricketson, Lockyer through the hands. This is De Vea. Almost up to halfway. The clock continues to tick down. 6 to go. Kamali comes off Simpson. Went backwards. Ricketson. Now Villasanti. Fitzgibbon. Kiwis still holding firm. Now the last coming up for the Aussies. Kamali. Wing. They swarm in like tow trucks to a car crash, and there is the penalty. That could well be curtains for the Kangaroos.
Going to make it tough now as Craig Wing tries to force the pass, and he needed to. Players outside him, players in behind him looking for it, but the attention of the Kiwi defence coming over the top makes that ball drop to ground. An Australian player picks it up in an offside position and feeds it back. This will slow things down, and that man there, well, why not kick it again and give us some yards? He's been fantastic. Heir apparent perhaps to someone like Stacey Jones, who would have thought the Kiwis could have beaten Australia without Stacey Jones, and they're going to do just that. As the Australians, well, they haven't had any penalties at all in the second half, and the Kiwis have had 7. That will tell some sort of story. But the skill level of these outside backs and the link play, the brand of football they played this afternoon, has just been fantastic.
And what a finish to the season from this man, Joe Nullivel, his teammate Tony Pulatua. Not in our grand final victory. And now they get another scalp in the Australians.
Anderson scored the first try of the test match for the Kiwis after they trailed 10-0 early on. Pulatua ran over the top of Simpson. They work the blind side. Melly taken by Villasanti. And now the last coming up, Lulawai calling the shots. Little kick into the in goal. Too deep.
Just really has grown with confidence, Thomas Lulawai. He's taken everything and taken charge of every single play he's come up with for the Kiwi team. Running to the line with a sidestep in previous plays. Not afraid to put the ball on the ground. Confidence from the young 18-year-old.
Australian side certainly rattled. They'll give it everything here. It's Willie Mason back on the field to try and inject something. The crowd sensing something special once again here at North Harbour Stadium. The last place the Kiwis beat the Kiwis was here 4 or 5 years ago. If they make another mistake and Jerry Siu picks up the ball, the Kiwis, they'll end up with some more football.
They're rattled all right, the Kangaroos. They are falling apart at the seams.
Darren Lockyer is in a bad way. The trainer with him took a heavy and awkward knock in that play. The trainer's hand up to the sideline.
So the Aussies down to 12. Play continues. Siu plays it back as Lockyer gets some attention. Lulawai, Torpy, the man of the moment. Anderson puts on the pace. Anderson for a double and gets it. That is the icing on the cake. They have put the Aussies to the sword.
There you go. Absolutely. I told you you'd see more points from this side. This man, Vinnie Anderson, his attacking prowess has just grown and grown and grown throughout the season. He's just put on some pace and he's beaten some pretty pacey guys. Darryl, ball comes wide. A good shimmy from Torpy. Presence of mind just to shift the football. And that man, Hegarty, who's chasing Vinnie Anderson, he's no slouch.
He's no slouch, but he rushes up out of the line. And Torpy, well, great work. Oh, he's done some good stuff with the ball in hand and that pace this afternoon. This time he shifts it to a centre partner in Anderson. And Vinnie Anderson, well, holding it like a netball, right in one hand out in front. Just dots it down over the chalk for a fine try. And you're right, that man's pace has improved. His strength has always been his weapon. Adds a little bit of speed with it, makes him a handy proposition.
What a debut for Benny Anderson. 2 tries in his first outing in the national side.
Guys, I got Ruben Wicked with me. Ruben, you said before this game here, all you want to do is lead your team to a victory.
That's it, and we've done it tonight. Well, this guy's carried me tonight, and we did it for all our families and Kiwi supporters. Now we're very proud Kiwis, and it's an honour to do.
And it's all good for 22-year-olds as well, isn't it, mate?
That's it, that's it.
Jubilation for Ruben Wiki, despair and injury for the new Australian Test captain Darren Lockyer leaves the field in this one-off Test match. And we are set for one heck of a party in the city of Sales tonight.
Oh yeah, we sure are, and one man that's very, very happy as well. I heard him on the phone to Helen Quirk's mob. He's done well out of the Kiwi win.
It's the Mad Butcher.
Free stake all week, perhaps. Amawina has sprayed this one. It doesn't matter. Look at that scoreline. A minute to go. The Kiwis giving it to the Kangaroos.
And Vinnie Anderson, a great try, a great debut for him. Shades and Richie Blackmore. Big, strong, plenty of pace, and knows where the try line is.
A shallow restart from the Aussies. Beetham just playing with the Kangaroos. 30 seconds away from Test match glory for the Kiwis. It's been a long time coming. Even Big Jerry wants to boogie. Torpy, a game he'll long remember.
He certainly will. Fantastic skill. Can really ignite a side, Clinton Torpy, and he's done it on the back of his athleticism, the sheer pace, and some great options this afternoon. A fantastic victory.
A great victory. Ex-Kiwis reunion tomorrow. There'll be some pretty happy ex-ones. And some pretty happy current ones.
Daniel Anderson breaks through in his second game as Kiwi coach. What a night for New Zealand Rugby League. What a night for Test match Rugby League.